Hi, Editing Kiki here. I just want to apologize ahead of the video. This first part of the video will just be a voiceover. I bought a new camera and attempted to film with it for the first time while doing this video, and for some reason I cannot retrieve the footage in my editing program. The footage will not play in my editing program, so I have to figure out why that is. I was, however, able to extract the audio. So instead of sitting down to do this whole video over again, I just extracted the audio, and the first half of the video will be a voiceover. You will see me, however, in the back half of this video, because while I was attempting to film, I dropped the camera and the flip out screen cracked a little bit, but it's still working. I was able to fix it. But the charger part, the part that you plug into the camera to charge the camera, that part bent and it's not charging properly. So eventually the camera ran out of battery life and I wasn't able to charge it. So I had to switch back to using my old recording device, which is just an old phone that I've been recording on. So this video is a mess, but I did not want to film the whole thing all over again. So apologies ahead of time, but I do hope that you will watch the video and enjoy it, because I have some great graphic novels and comics to talk about. And with that being said, let's get started.
Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm the Book Geek, also known as Kiava, and today I want to talk to you about some graphic novels that I need to finish and others that I really want to read. Now, if I'm being honest, I really don't know the difference between a graphic novel and a comic book. So you will see a combination of both in this video. I want to say that I believe comics are a lot shorter than graphic novels, but I don't know, and I didn't go searching for the answer. Also, I am recording on a different recording device, so I'm not sure how the quality of this video is going to look. Not that my other videos were of high quality or anything, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. With that being said, let's get started. First, let's talk about some of the graphic novels that I need to finish. First up is The Walking Dead. There's a very popular television series that has been adapted from these graphic novels, so I don't think that I need to explain what this is about. Just know that it is about a zombie apocalypse, people trying to survive during a zombie outbreak, or walkers as they like to call them. I am all caught up with the TV show, but as far as the comics or graphic novels are concerned, I am only on volume 5. So I own the first 5 volumes. I know people have suggested that I should buy the book, where you can get multiple volumes or issues in one book. Those are super expensive, so I tend to just buy the volumes as I go along. But I'm way behind in the graphic novel series. Like I said, I'm on volume 5. So I would like to desperately finish The Walking Dead. I am a Walking Dead whore. I love The Walking Dead. Okay? If you don't know, I do reaction videos, and I've done reaction videos to some episodes from The Walking Dead as well, so you should go check those out if you're a fan. Something that I've started doing now with graphic novels is, instead of bouncing from one graphic novel to the next one, I'm trying to just stick with maybe 1 or 2 at a time, focus on that, read a volume, then maybe a couple months or a couple weeks or whatever, go buy the next volume in that series if I want to continue on. Sometimes I jump around a lot, but you know, graphic novels are expensive, so I have to see how I'm going to do this, but I definitely want to finish these. The next one that I really want to finish is Skyward. I own volume 1 and volume 2. This is the story about how the Earth lost its gravity. Not all of it, but there was an event that happened, and a lot of people got sucked into space. Like, the Earth lost a lot of its gravity, and people were floating in the sky, and a lot of people got sucked out into space. And so now people have adapted to live in a world with low gravity. We follow Willa in this story, and of course she gets into all sorts of trouble and stumbles across something I think that she wasn't supposed to know. It's been a while since I read this. I'm actually in the middle of currently rereading volume 1 so that I can jump into volume 2. The artwork in these graphic novels is just stunning. The next one was a surprise to me, and that is Low. I own volume 1 and volume 2, and I've read both of these already. I actually rated volume 2 higher than I did volume 1, and this is one that I also would like to complete. Now, admittedly so, I'm not a fan of this art style in this comic, but I am a fan of the story. I can appreciate all forms of art. I mean, my walls in this room are full of art, but I'm just not a fan of this art style in this comic. But nevertheless, I do enjoy the story. If you don't know, Low is the story about how the sun has damaged the earth so much that people have gone down to the depths of the ocean to survive. No human has seen the surface, I believe, in thousands of years. And one family is trying to journey back to the surface. And of course, there are obstacles standing in their way that are preventing them from completing that task. It's very exciting. One I'm on the fence about whether or not I want to finish is An Injection. I read this first volume. I wasn't really digging it, and I'm not sure if it's one that will get better for me as I go deeper into the story. This is about how 5 crazy people poisoned the 21st century. I guess they were injecting people with something, and now the world is becoming too weird to support human life. I would have to reread this one because I read this one so long ago. The next one that I'm going to show you is one that I've already completed up to this point. There are more installments of this series coming, and that is Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer. I own the first 4 graphic novels or comics, and there is a 5th one to be released. I'm not sure on the dates. I will insert that if I find out, but there's a 5th one coming. This is a reimagining of Harriet Tubman. In this comic, she is freeing slaves and saving people. The white people who are hunting slaves down and whatnot are actual monsters, vampires and things of that nature. The art style changes from comic to comic, and I don't know if they just keep changing illustrators or if they're doing that deliberately. I'm not sure what that's about. I don't have too many complaints about it, but I did notice that the art style was changing from comic to comic. So hopefully in this 5th one, they've finalized an art style, or maybe that's deliberate. Maybe they wanted to try different art styles and have different artists come on and give different artists a chance as illustrators for their graphic novel. I'm not sure the story about it, the history, whatever. But up until this point, I have completed all 4. I just recently reread all of these as well because I had got 3 and 4. So I reread all of them. And you'll see that in a wrap-up coming soon. And one more graphic novel series here that I've completed up until this point, because there is a new one to be released in October, is, you guessed it, Saga. I've read all these bad boys 1 through 9. I just recently reread 7 and read 8 and 9 for the first time. Insert clip of me freaking out.
He killed his girl. No! Are you fucking kidding me? No! No! Oh, my heart. I can't with this fucking story. No! 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 Fuck! Oh! I can't. I don't want to read anymore. I don't want to read anymore. How could you?
Yeah, volume 9 ripped me to shreds, and I cannot wait until October to read the next volume. Like, what the fuck was that? How dare you? Oh, I was devastated. I had a feeling something bad was going to happen, and so sometimes when I get that feeling, I'll just turn on my camera to record some reading reactions, and that reaction was pure. Okay, but anyways, yes, I've read 1 through 9. There is, I don't know if it's the 10th volume that's coming in October or just another issue. I'll have to wait and see. But I love this story. I love the art style. I've given all 9 of these 5 stars. I've never given Saga anything less than 5 stars. And if you don't know, Saga is the story of these 2 characters, Marco and Alana. They are from opposing sides, and they have a baby, and there are a bunch of people who have it out for them, and it is just wonderful. I mean, the art style is beautiful. It's just so creative and unique, and the story is beautiful. It's being told from the point of view of their child. I just love it with my whole heart. I'm actually planning a Saga tattoo, a Saga inspired tattoo. That's how much I love this. Saga has my whole heart, and I can't wait for the next one. All right, now let's talk about some graphic novels and comics that I really want to read. There are a lot of them, a lot. So hold on tight. Get your beverages. Get your beverages. I can't talk today. Get your drinks. Get your snacks, and have a seat because we have a lot to talk about. Okay. First up is Paper Girls. There is a TV series, I believe, that has been released or will be released that has been adapted from this graphic novel. So it must be good. I know it's a popular one. I do love the vibrant colors in this graphic novel. And I also hear that if you like Stranger Things, that you should definitely read Paper Girls. So I love Stranger Things. I'm a Stranger Things whore, a Stranger Things fanatic. I mean, you can't see it now because I have this beautiful, whatever you want to call this, hanging up. But right behind this white curtain is Stranger Things posters on my wall. Okay, I have artwork, buttons, bookmarks, you name it. I love Stranger Things. But anyway, this video is not about Stranger Things, although I do have a video coming about Stranger Things. You just hang on for that one. But anyways, Paper Girls. In the early hours after Halloween of 1988, 4 12-year-old newspaper delivery girls uncovered the most important story of all time. Suburban drama and otherworldly mysteries collide in this smash hit series about nostalgia, first jobs, and the last days of childhood. There's just something so nostalgic about the 80s for me, and just something so wonderful about that time period. I was born in the late 80s. I was raised in the 90s, but a lot of the stuff that from the 80s rolled over into the 90s. And it really, those of us who was born in the late 80s, early 90s, that's the last of the best generation. I ain't trying to diss my kids or nothing, but all the fuck they care about is fucking video games and YouTube. All right? We just grew up different. You know what I mean? I was the last great generation. But anyways, I digress. I've always seen Paper Girls and never had the urge to pick it up. But once I heard that it was like Stranger Things and had that whole 80s vibe, I definitely wanted to read it. The next one on the list is Sex Criminals. Listen to this. The character, Susie, all right, when she has an orgasm, she stops time. She meets somebody else who has the same ability, and together they get together, have amazing sex, stop time, and go rob banks during that time period. Are you fucking kidding me? The power of a great orgasm. I wish my orgasms took me to heights like that. This sounds like a wild time, and I can't wait to read it. I'm going to try not to say that about every graphic novel because, of course, I can't wait to read all of these. Moving right along. The next one that I want to read is one that I actually own. I've owned this for a period of time now and have yet to crack it open, and that is Preacher. I was a fan of the TV show. It's about a reverend who tracks down a fugitive God to make him answer for the sufferings of his creation. Preacher was the shit. I just remember really loving that TV show. And I really need to crack this book open and give it a go. Maybe I'll start this one this year so I can just get moving with a lot of these graphic novels that I really want to read. The next one is Something is Killing the Children. I hear that this one does not shy away from the gruesome deaths of children. I don't know how accurate that is, but just from things I heard it can get pretty gruesome. In this graphic novel, when children begin to go missing in the town of Archer's Peak, all hope seems lost until a mysterious woman arrives to reveal that terrifying creatures are behind the chaos. Her name is Erica Slaughter. She kills monsters. That is all she does, and she bears the cost because it must be done. So, I really love the covers of these graphic novels as well. Next on the list is Monstrous. This is the story of a teenage girl who is struggling to survive the trauma of war and who shares a mysterious psychic link with a monster of tremendous power. A connection that will transform them both and make them the target of both human and otherworldly powers. Monstrous has a steampunk sort of look to it, and I like that. The next one is Deadly Class. It's supposed to be about a brutal high school, the most brutal high school on earth, where the world's top crime families send the next generation of assassins to be trained. Another popular one that is now a Netflix TV series is Lock and Key. I own the first volume, and I'm currently watching, I think it's season 3. I actually paused the last episode of the final season so that I could record this video. So Lock and Key is definitely one I want to get into. And I also own the next one as well, and that is Birthright. Losing their son was the most devastating thing that could ever have occurred, but it couldn't prepare them for what happened when he returned. The next one is Clementine. Can you believe it? Clementine is getting her own comic. And if you don't know, Clementine comes from the world of The Walking Dead. I believe she is a character in the Walking Dead video game. In this first book, Clementine is going to meet a Amish teenager on the road, and the two of them are going to pair up and journey north to an abandoned ski resort, where they meet up with a small group of teenagers attempting to build a new walker-free settlement. But of course, things are not going to go as smooth as that. And the next one is I Hate Fairyland. I love how whimsical and colorful and bright this graphic novel looks. This is about a 40-year-old woman who is trapped in the body of a 6-year-old, and she is just battle axing her way through fairyland. And it is a colorful massacre. It's like somebody went on a massacre at Disneyland. That's what this is like, and it is magnificent. Another one that I desperately would love to get to is V for Vendetta. It's one of my favorite movies. The movie was adapted from this graphic novel. It is about loss of freedom and identity, and it involves a lot of politics. Another popular one is also Watchmen. Watchmen, the movie was really brilliant, and I just know that this comic is held in high regard. This graphic novel is held in high regard. There's so much to dissect with Watchmen. I just know it's going to be brilliant. And another one by Robert Kirkman is Invincible. I've watched the first season of Invincible on Amazon Prime. When is season 2 coming? It was really great. This is also another superhero comic. Like in Watchmen, not all the superheroes in Invincible are the good guys. Here's one that a lot of you may not have heard of, and that is Abbott. While investigating police brutality and corruption in 1970s Detroit, journalist Elena Abbott uncovers supernatural forces being controlled by a secret society of the city's elite. In this next one, we have 3 teenagers who are outcast in their own ways, who discover a creature not of this planet. It is titled Alienated, and if the inside graphics are anything like this cover, I know I'm going to love this art style. These teenagers try to use the powers that they've discovered from this unearthly creature for good. It may be these humans who pose the greatest threat to the world, however. Their seemingly good intentions may have great consequences, basically.
I'll have to admit the cover is what attracted me to this next graphic novel or comic. It is titled Eve. I mean, just look at that cover. I'm getting artificial intelligence vibes. Have you ever seen that movie when the little AI boy had that little pet teddy bear, robotic teddy bear by his side for all those years? I'm getting those vibes. When the ice caps melted, most of humanity was lost to the hitting disease that was released. That's happening now, by the way. Now, a mysterious girl named Eve has awoken in secret and must deal with a world that's nothing like the virtual reality she was raised in. In order to save her real father, Eve must embark on a deadly quest across the country, but she has no idea of the threats that await her or the price she will pay to restore life to a dying planet. This is a science fiction, post-apocalyptic adventure, and I can't wait. In this next one, titled Dark Blood, I believe this man is going to be given the power to change history. Alabama, 1955. Avery Aldridge is an ordinary young black man, a decorated World War II veteran. Avery provides for his wife and daughter, but wounds of the past have a way of coming back, and Avery will soon discover he is anything but ordinary. It is 1955 in Alabama, and a black man is going to come into power in a country and society that never wanted him to have any power. Of course, I also want to read Sweet Tooth. I loved the series when it was on television, and I'm hoping we get a season 2. In this comic, we have human and animal hybrids. So humans are being born and they have animal features and characteristics. It was, I just love Sweet Tooth so much. I also would like to read Why the Last Man. In this graphic novel, there is a man who seems to be the only male human left after a mysterious plague kills all Y chromosome carriers on Earth. Of course, I also want to read The Sandman, very popular. I'm not going to discuss what that one is about. It has recently been adapted into a television series that I also need to watch by Neil Gaiman. Now, the next few that I'm going to list off have different installments from different creators, and they have stories from different universes and crossovers and tie-ins. So I can't sit here and dive deep into all the different ones that I would like to explore, but just know that I do want to read a lot of the Joker comics from different creators, different installments, different crossovers of the Joker, as well as the X-Men series from different installments and different universes, etc. Also, Halloween. Yes, they have Halloween comics, and they have been created from different artists, different creators. So I want to read the different Halloween comics. I want to read the different Storm comics. X-Men, like I said, Batman, Wolverine. There's so many different Wolverine comics and graphic novels. For instance, we have The Hunt for Wolverine comics. That's this own type of series. Then you have the Old Man Logan series, which is totally different from The Hunt for Wolverine. Then you have the Death of Wolverine series, which is completely different from all of those. So comics and graphic novels can get a little bit confusing, especially the very, very popular ones like X-Men, Batman, Superman, because different people want to create their own take on the story. The Heath Ledger Joker from The Dark Knight is a totally, completely different Joker than the Suicide Squad or the one that Joaquin Phoenix played. Totally different Jokers, but all the same character, if that makes sense. It's the same with comics. Totally different universe, same character. Also included in this very complicated scenario is Superman, Terminator, Predator, Aliens, as well as the Alien versus Predator comics, and the Terminator versus Superman Superman versus Alien. There's a whole bunch of different crossovers and tie-ins here. I could go on forever with this shit. It's even Nightmare on Elm Street and Jason and Chucky. I want to read a lot of those different ones, and I'm popping the pictures up on the screen so you can get an example of what I'm talking about. But there's a lot there. Okay, X-Men has been around for years, so I could go way back, and even if I don't go way back, there's still so many newer ones that have come out, and it's just a lot. It's a lot to go through, so just know I want to read a lot of those. Next up on the list is Postal. There is a town, a place funded by criminals for criminals, a place where, despite its inhabitants, no crime is allowed. This town is struggling to keep its fragile peace and is on the brink of chaos. When a murdered woman's body is found, our main character takes it upon himself to try and solve her murder, and he finds out things about this town that he never knew. The next one is The Nice House on the Lake. So Walter invites a bunch of people to a beautiful house in the woods, and all these people take up on his offer, and there's some sort of mystery that's going to unfold. Another one with stunning artwork is titled The Woods. A bunch of students and teachers and other staff from a high school went missing. Countless light years away, far outside the bounds of the charted universe, 513 people find themselves in the middle of an ancient wilderness, and they don't know why or where they are.